So joining us right now, my friends, is your on-stage host for the Heavy Music Awards 2021. This man has been more responsible for championing new music in the United Kingdom than anyone who has ever broadcasted over a British frequency. Please welcome the legend that is Mr. Alex Baker!
What a big up. Bloody hell, that's amazing.
Cheers.
You guys. Yeah.
Look at this jacket.
Well, thank you. No, I've got a little bit of flocking going on here, they call it. It's sort
You
of
can't say that on here.
Flocking.
Oh, right.
Flocking. It's sort of a velvety sort of thing. And this right here, it's the centrepiece. It's actually my wife's necklace. I said, I just need a bit of gold to zhuzh it. And she went, here you go. So I threw it on.
Sharing is caring.
Quite.
Miss Baker's zhuzhing up the stream this evening.
Always. You know me. How are you guys doing? You feeling? Are you guys fucking sounding? Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. You guys are sounding great.
It's all right. We can swear on Twitch, can't we?
Oh, we can. Right, thank God.
Yeah, I was just making you feel apprehensive.
I've
The pressure on.
Yeah, we're good. It's pretty toasty in here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Definitely
Are
warm.
you regretting wearing your jacket?
Those lights are killing me. But I tell you what, it is hype at the moment. On a ramp up to this.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's like electric in there. Honestly, it's amazing.
Yeah,
How's
I
it
had a little
looking out
walk
there?
through earlier, and it's vibey.
It is vibey as, and it's just also weird, sort of like seeing people in the real world. Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh right, hi. Do we hug? Do I do a shoulder bump? Should we do? And then it just sort of, before you know it, it's just everyone's
Kissing on
just
the
like,
face.
yeah, everyone's just getting on. It's been absolutely amazing so far, and like everyone's just excited to see what happens. Basically, no more so than me. Get me to that goddamn stage, people. You know
I
what
want
I'm
to see
saying?
you in the goddamn pit, Mr. Baker.
Well,
Yes.
always. I don't know. I sort of feel like I've retired from the pit. If I'm honest.
Oh, you wait
Well-
till we get to that after party. You'll be in there.
Pitting like mad. When I was a kid, I did like I was into hardcore pits, so I did like slam dancing, which is now very much frowned upon. Yeah,
Spin
yeah.
kicking.
We had all sorts of special moves, back in the day. It was like Knuckle Dust and 9 Bar and Tenfold Truth and all these old school London hardcore bands, and the pits were absolutely ridiculous. I mean, they were almost hilarious.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It was more like a gymnastics club than it was a hardcore show. But then I was always like 5 stone, 6 stone heavier than everybody else, so I just had to go with the flow. But it was good fun. I don't know why I'm talking about London hardcore.
I love
London hardcore for the win.
We love it.
For those of you who might not know, Alex Baker isn't just a talented presenter, but Alex Baker, you've got one hell of a set of pipes on you, dude.
Oh.
I'm very familiar with your musical days.
No way.
Tomorrow's Brings Giants and the Random Conflicts.
Oh yeah. Well, you know your stuff.
No, I do.
A bit of research. Right, do you know what? It's funny though. Like I got to a point in my band career, because I played in bands ever since I was a kid, and loved it. We put out some music I'm really proud of still to this day. But it got to the point where I was just like, I know in my heart of hearts that I am better at spotting great bands and championing them than I am in making my own music. And it was a bit of a brutal realisation. I was a bit like, oh yeah, but I do really love making music, and then if I put my effort into championing other people, like maybe great stuff will happen, and it has, over the past sort of like, man, I was looking at my playlists the other day. It's mad to think they go back to like 2006.
Yeah. Well,
How many years is that? 15 years?
Yeah. Well, when I first met you, so I first met Alex when I started doing work experience at Kerrang when I was like 16 years old, and Alex did what was known then as the Unsigned Show, turned now into the Fresh Blood Show. But back a day, Alex Baker, before they were even anywhere near a household name right now, was on top of bands like Def Havana, Don Broco, Lower Than Atlantis. And fun fact for you as well, first person to ever play Bastille on a UK radio station was this gentleman right here. So when Alex says he's got an ear for new talent, if you send this man a demo and it makes it on air, trust me, that is one of the biggest ticks in the yes, you're doing something right column.
Oh, thank you, that's really kind. It was mad with Bastille. I'll never forget it, man. Like, I had this system, like, in my car, where, because this was back when people send physical CDs, now everything comes through an MP3 or whatever. MP3. People even say that. I said plasma screen earlier, didn't I? Always a lovely big plasma screen in the venue. She was like, what's a plasma? All right, Grandad. Anyway, so...
Granddaddy Baker.
Granddaddy Baker. But yeah, I had this system where I had this whole massive box of like 1,000 CDs that had been submitted to the show. And I drive along in the car. I live long distance from my girlfriend, now wife at the time. And I'd listen to stuff. I'd keep my eyes on the road. I'd listen to stuff. And if it was good, I'd put it in the if it was good, I put it in the back seat. If it was rubbish, I threw it in the footwell. And at the end of the journey, I cleaned out all the stuff in the footwell and got rid of it. I recycled it, whatever. That was the system.
What a system.
And I'll never forget. I was on the M6 or the M4, can't remember, and literally I put Floors from Bastille on. I was like, I didn't even look at it. I just put it in. Yeah. And I was like, oh, this is interesting. What's this? 3.5 minutes, whatever later, I was like, oh my God, that was so sick. And it was just on like a Tesco CDR. It wasn't like a professionally released thing, I just sent it in. So I listened to it again and listened to it again and listened to it again. And I just decided, I was like, this is a band. This is a band, a guy. It was just a guy at the time, Dan. I was like, I'm going to go big on this. And I played him like 3-4 times in the same show, built it up. And then years later, it's like, you know, it was a wonderful moment. I was at Kerrang where I worked, and Q Radio used to be there as well. And Dan Bastille was like A-list on Q Radio. And he came in, I saw him come in, and I'd never met him. You know, I'd played him for ages, and he got signed to Virgin and everything else. But I saw him come in and do an interview with like someone for breakfast on Q, and then he sort of left. And I was like, oh, I probably should have said hello. But it's not really my vibe. I sort of just go with the flow. And then his manager came back in and was like, oh, Dan just realised that you're here because it's Kerrang wants to say hello. And I was like, oh, that's nice. That's rather nice. And he was just such a lovely guy.
That's
and like,
amazing. Really,
really thankful and just a beautiful creature. And obviously they're now absolutely a massive. Same with Horizon, you know, same with Bring Me the Horizon. First time I met those guys.
Is there a rumour that Dan from Bastille was the singer from
Sleep
Token?
One of the many Sleep
Did you
Token
start
rumours.
that?
Can't confirm or deny, but Mr. Baker, man, not only have you been responsible for all this incredible work over the years, but you are the man behind the microphone this evening. We are just moments away from kicking off the Heavy Music Awards 2021. That venue is full of die-hard music fans. You are the human being kicking off the show this evening. We can't keep you for too much longer because he's got to make it to stage in just a second.
I can feel the pressure.
Yeah, but
Have a drink, have a drink.
Yeah, please, give me that.
Just describe to us very briefly before we do kick off the main show. What's the atmosphere like in there right now?
Without meaning to sound cheesy, it's actually emotional. I think people are so pleased to be back in a venue with the lights and the gig, the rig in there is absolutely amazing, right? So I think people are just so stoked to be out experiencing live music. And I know we've had it at festivals, and it's great at being at festivals, but when you're in a venue, you know, and you can feel that reverberation, that bass in your lungs, there's nothing like it. So the performers so far have been absolutely amazing. You can hear them on Fresh Blood, just saying. But you know, yeah, I'm stoked. Everyone I'm meeting is lovely. That's the community, though, isn't it? That's what we love. That's why we love this community, because people are actually nice.
And they're passionate.
Absolutely.
Very, very passionate. And we have got thousands of passionate music lovers inside the O2 Kentish Town Forum, raring for an evening of celebration for heavy music. Alex, thank you so much for joining us backstage at HMAs this evening, my friend.
Pleasure.
It is moments away. Alex has got to go and get himself on stage, my friends. We're going to cut to a cheeky little VT, and then we are going to be back with the Heavy Music Awards 2021. Let's do this!